There are a lot of tradesmen and service-based businesses working every day, running multiple jobs, answering calls, driving across town, handling real problems, and at the end of the month, there's not much left. From the outside, it looks like everything is working. There's work coming in, the schedule looks full, the phone is active, but internally, the numbers don't reflect that activity. And that's where most businesses stay stuck. The issue isn't a lack of work ethic. The issue is that the work is not structured to produce profit. A full schedule does not automatically mean a profitable business. What usually happens is jobs are priced at what feels reasonable, time is underestimated, costs are not fully accounted for, and small inefficiencies stack up across the week. None of those problems seem major on their own, but together they slowly remove all margin from the business. Another part of the problem is how busy gets interpreted. Busy feels productive, busy feels like progress. So it's easy to assume that more work equals more money. But in a service business, that only works if the job is structured correctly. The real issue is not effort, it's the lack of a system behind the work. Service businesses operate job to job instead of system to system. Every job is treated like a separate situation. Pricing is adjusted on the spot. Decisions are made in real time. There's no consistent structure behind how the work is evaluated. So even if the work does well, the business side stays inconsistent. And that inconsistency is what removes profit. Not just the materials, but time, travel, equipment use, setup, unexpected delays, and overhead. When those are not built into the job, the business absorbs these costs instead of the job. That's how someone can work a full week and still feel like nothing really moved forward. So the focus has to shift away from being busy and toward making each job make sense. The goal is not to fill the schedule. The goal is to make sure the schedule is built upon profitable work. That requires a different way of thinking. Instead of asking how much work can be done this week, the better question is whether each job is actually contributing to the business. Because if it's not, then more work just creates more pressure without improvement. A service business becomes profitable when every job has defined structure. Pricing amounts for the full reality of the work, and decisions are made consistently. Not based upon pressure, not based on urgency, but based on a system that applies across everything. This doesn't require anything complicated, but it does require being intentional about how work is evaluated. Because without structure, the business will always depend on volume instead of margin. And volume without margin leads to burnout, not growth. More work without structure leads to more problems. More problems create more pressure, and more pressure leads to rushed decisions, which then repeats the cycle again. Breaking that cycle doesn't come from working harder. It comes from structuring the work differently. Being busy is not the goal. A business that works is built upon structure, not activity. If the work is not producing margin, then the system needs to be corrected.